Hello, I'm Ionida Malici from Albania. I represent my country in Eurovision Song Contest with the song Theotokos, and you can see ESC Fan TV.
Welcome everybody to ESC Fan TV. We are so proud and pleased to have you with us. We're going to be talking Albania. We'll be with you right shortly. Have you got your cocktails at the ready? We have got a fantastic show lined up for you this evening. We are going to be talking all about Albania. Albania have never won Eurovision. They've tried 16 times. They've made the final 9 occasions. But in recent years, their score in the final has been around the 15th to 17th place mark. Last year, Ionida Malici with the song Kati Tokas finished 17th, which they finished 17th a couple of the previous years. Of course, they didn't qualify for a few as well. But since 2012, where they finished 5th, it's all gone south for Albania. Could this be the year that we see Albania winning in Rotterdam and taking us back to Tirana in 2021? That's what tonight's show is all about. Little bit of housekeeping. Make sure, for those that are on YouTube, those are on Facebook, because we're on Facebook now, Twitter through Periscope, or Periscope through Twitter. Where else are we? We're also on Twitch now. You can watch us on Twitch. Make sure you give this show a nice like and leave some good and bad comments if you don't like what you're seeing. Tell us why. But most importantly, make sure you get involved in the show and do leave comments. Because we will be reading your comments out. Ask the panel questions. We will read them out. We'll also make them roll through the screen as well. So we've got all that to come. But if you're on YouTube, click the like button, click subscribe, and make sure you comment. Shall we see who is on tonight's show? Let's do just that. So I have to my right, if you're looking directly at the screen, we have my co-host for this evening. We have Elliot.
Hello, everybody.
And you're looking forward to talking about FiK again, aren't you, Elliot?
As always.
Because I know, and I have to do the joke, because I did it last year, and I'm going to do it every year until I stop doing these. Everyone loves a good FiK at Christmas, don't they?
It's better than your Vincent Bueno joke, that's all I'm going to say. Is
that the one from Twitter?
Yeah.
You'll have to read that out later. Thank you, Elliot. Thanks for I'm sure tonight's going to be fun. And I'm going to come to the newbies at last, I think. We're going to go down to the bottom right-hand corner to Mr. Unicorn himself, all the way from, is it Turkey? Is it Cyprus? Is it somewhere else? We have Open.
Good evening, Europe. Good evening, ESC Fan TV. Kalinita, how are you all?
And where are you calling us from tonight, Open?
Cyprus it is. The capital,
Cyprus.
Nicosia.
Nicosia, excellent. Oh, look, who's joined us as well. We have Stuart in the chat room. Good to see you, Stuart. Nice to see you as always. From the Let Me Be the One blog and podcast, we have, as always on the show, friend of the show. He joined me in Tel Aviv. We have Martin Palmer.
Hello, everyone. It's enjoyable to get to a national final, the first one of the series. So it's all good stuff, and it looks as though it's entertaining.
We also have with us, probably in spirit, not on screen, we have Santa's Little Helpers. We have Phil and Michelle.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, I'm having a few connectivity problems, but hopefully you can still hear us.
We can hear you loud and clear. And can I just ask, have you enjoyed this last week reviewing all of the Albanian selection? Have you had fun?
I watched them an hour ago.
Great. That's nothing better than a bit of preparation. Moving swiftly on. We say hello for the very first time to our new couple at ESC Fan TV. We have Sean and Ian.
Hi.
And thanks for reading the memo and dressing in Christmas jumpers, boys.
Yeah, no worries, no problem. Oh, lovely to be here. Nice to see you.
Excellent. So it's all about Albania. It's all about Albania. Yes, Martin, we can see. It's that Rudolph Cup. Albania. So 20 songs compete in the Festivali I Kenges, which starts on Thursday the 19th of December and concludes on Sunday the 22nd of December. It's fair to say that it's a bit of a marathon. You need plenty of strength and spirit, and I'm not just talking about the alcohol. You need a hell of a lot to get through it, but it is a lot of fun, and we are going to digest and review some of those entries tonight. And the big question on everybody's lips, is Albania going to win its first Eurovision this year? Let's get into some of the songs. And I'm going to come to Mr. Let Me Be the One to start tonight's proceedings. He is going to talk us through some of the songs. Martin, I'm just going to give you the floor.
Oh, fair enough. There's a few that I'm liking out of the 20. First one is Kamela. Is it Elvana Gjata, translates as "Colour Me." I'm not going to pronounce any Albanian words this evening because it's totally difficult to do. So,
Kamela.
Yes, Kamela.
Shall we hear Kamela to remind ourselves of that song? Back with you, Martin.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, for some reason I was waiting. I thought you were going to say something, but that's fine. I really love the vocals. It's sort of nice soulful feel that goes into a bit of jazz towards the end. For some reason, I'm picking up on jazz. I don't normally like jazzy type songs, but like when we did the Estonian review, there was a couple of those. I thought, oh, they're really good. And the instrumentation, it matches that really well. It's very mellow, great emotional delivery. Love listening to it. Don't know how well it's going to do on the night though, but it is quite different because normally Albania is a lot of the time it's either really powerful power ballads from female vocalists, and then you get soft rock, and then you got some weird ones. This year there's not so many weird ones, but there's quite a lot of soulful sort of different styles of singing there, and I really enjoyed this one.
And so how do you kind of expect it to do? Do you think this is a contender?
Well, I think it's definite finalists because obviously you got the two semis and then the final for them all to go into. I think there's probably others that are going to beat it, but I'm really enjoying. I would really like to see this one in the final anyway.
Yeah, it's a good song. Okay, what other favourites do you have, Martin? The song by Sarah, I think you were keen to talk about, weren't you?
Yes, because again, this is a totally different one, and that it's this translates as air, so it's Sarah Baraktari. So you've probably got a clip of it now.
You just butchered the Albanian language. Let's hear the clip. Nice song. Why is that one of your favourites, Martin?
It's just a really nice, delicate song. She's got it. If there's any criticism, I think she's better than the actual song is. I think she's got a better voice than the song itself. But it seems as though it takes you right from the beginning. There's a story right from beginning to end, sort of like a folky feel. But again, I don't think it's going to do particularly well because I think it's so delicate and nice that I think it could get lost, especially if it's stuck up at there's a few sort of soft rock songs around it, and it could just get totally lost. But I really enjoyed listening to it out of the 20.
It's got a great melody to it, actually, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It really has. Let's talk to someone else, then we'll come back to you, because I know there's one other song that you're keen to talk about. Oban, you've got some favourites as well, haven't you? Tell us about your favourites. Oh, he's got himself on mute.
I forgot how to turn it on again. So it's 2019 and you cannot shut me up.
Era Russi. You're a
Yeah.
Tell us about Era.
Era Russi. Do you want to play the clip first?
Let's play the clip.
Yeah, let's remember.
That's brilliant, isn't it? I love that. There's something really kind of enchanted about that.
I mean, she is my number 2 in my ranking of top 10. And look, every time Albanian national final is my Christmas time. Yeah, give me the gifts, give me the Christmas gift, and this is my gift. It's powerful, it's distinctive, it's captivating. It's just listening to the music, my eyes were locked to this picture of her, and I was just obsessed with that picture, which means nothing. It's tribal. Her voice is amazing. The rhythm, it's everything. It's everything. But not my favorite term that I like to use about Albanian songs. This is not my cultural orgasm. I have one another, but that's not mine to talk.
Oh no, not back. He's not gone there again. Not the cultural orgasm. You've been on the show for 5 minutes, and we've already gone there.
Yeah, let's get it started. It's Albania. There's nothing else.
Look, we know. Look, you've obviously got quite a connection to Albania, haven't you? Because your most successful artist at Eurovision was Albanian.
You had to go down there, right? Yeah.
You went there, so I was repeating it. I was going to reply back to you. So take that, bitch.
No, look, I have to tell, I had this soft spot for Albania because that's one country is not trying to make themselves, pushing themselves on the Western music industry, trying to make exactly the same sound what's all the Western Nordic countries and Mediterranean countries and every other countries all around the world is trying to make.
Yeah.
It's distinctive. It always brings the culture, the instruments, the vocal, the taste of the vocal performances up front, and it's for them. It's the matter of pride. They push the Albanian flag to the furthest and reach the maximum people as possible with their own culture, and that's amazing.
So, is that a potential winner for you? Can Era win FiK 58?
I would say for the national final, yes. I mean, it should be. It will be a shame on the Albanian nation if they wouldn't vote for her. And I think it will be a good contestant for the final as well.
I think so. You've got another favourite, Ellie, Fala and Stressy.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Shall we hear that? Should we remind ourselves of this fantastic song?
Yeah, let's remember the song.
I just love this. I just love the way they kind of work so well together, and yet the styles are so different. Tell us why you were a fan of it.
Look, this is when I first heard the vocals and the melody behind it. It felt like, what? Hold on, is this a Portuguese national final? It felt like something that would fit in. Just write a Portuguese lyrics to it, and it will definitely fit into the diversity of a Portugal national final. And it has a potentially a massive cuteness for its staging. Like the song is could be little dancers around. It's positive vibe, the warm colors. It has a definite potential for the cuteness factor. And this is the song when I start listening in an alphabetical order. This was the song that got me excited for the first time in that list of the songs. It's smiley, it's positive vibe, it's climactic, I would say.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's got that je ne sais quoi, hasn't it? Not the hair up Björk.
No, not hair. Okay, don't go down there as well. But yeah, it's very.
It's got
very,
that je ne sais quoi. I think it has.
Memorable. It's very memorable for all the right reasons.
Now I know you've got other favourites, but we're going to come back to you shortly. Let's go across to Santa's Little Helpers and talk to Phil and Michelle. Now we know from a few years back you're a big fan of hard rock. So I've got a funny feeling the Eugen Bush Pepper song from Vallon is a big favourite of yours. Am I correct? I think you're on mute. We lost you. Yeah, you're on mute. Now speak. Now you're okay.
There's now.
Yeah, you can hear you now. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's all right. We'll edit that bit out later.
But
yeah. Vallon, love him.
Absolutely. Good bit of rock, good grinding guitars, good beat. With the right staging, this will look fantastic. You know, you need to go big on it. Plenty of pyro.
Yeah, it's tasty looking. Put him in a pair of leather kecks, you'll get the votes.
Yeah, it definitely stands out from the rest of the songs as well.
Shall we hear it?
Yeah.
Shall we hear it? I've got to admit, when I first heard that, I thought, I'm not sure about this, but the more I hear it, it's fantastic, isn't it? It really is fantastic. Hello? They're back. We can't hear Phil and Michelle. We've lost them. Martin, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, it's not. I was worried for a second. This might be me. Do you know what? Just for a second, we're going to say a big thanks to Eurotowley. They've just donated 10 euros to tonight's show, so really appreciate that. You can do that through the super chat on YouTube. Just go in there, and if you're feeling generous, like Eurotowley is, and trust me, we're not asking you to donate any money, but if you're feeling like you might want to, then we'd be very, very grateful. Right, so I think we'll come back to you temporarily, Martin. We'll try and figure out the audio issue with Phil and Michelle. What other interests do you have in FiK 58? I know you've got some other favourites. I think there was a certain is it Canita that's a big fan favourite of yours?
Yes, yeah, that was another one. And is it angst or anxiety? I'm using all the English translations.
It's really powerful ballad, isn't it?
It is, yeah, beautiful. Love the sort of change in pace and the control she's got with her voice. It's really emotional. I could imagine it's one of the more, I'd say, more radio friendly, more sort of modern contemporary ones this year from FIK. So, which might not bode very well for it while it's in FIK, but if it got through as the winner, I think it would do well at Eurovision. So, it's a bit of a up and down. But I really enjoyed that one. I mean, you can play a bit of it, and we can.
Let's have a listen. It's a beautiful ballad.
Have to say respect to RTSH for the pictures they have for each of the songs, because they're all done very nice, very tasteful.
I love it. I think it's certainly in my top three for sure. And if a ballad were to win, that's going to come close, surely. I'm going to pop to Elliot. Elliot's got a comment on this.
Yeah, honestly, I think realistically, in seeing how the winner of FIK normally ends up, I think this is the winner. It's a female ballad, sang well, very easy to listen to, good voice. Yeah, I think this is the winner, putting it out there.
Wow, that's strong stuff. What comments?
Just knowing how FIK runs and what normally wins, I think this is very likely to win.
Okay, let's see whether Sean and Ian have a similar opinion. Guys, I can see you shaking your heads. I think we know. I think we know. What do you make of that particular song? Please tell me you love it.
It's awful. The first time that we listened to it, Ian came out with a comment, and
I've had more interest in diarrhea than that song. So it is.
Oh
awful.
my God.
It is awful. Definitely not.
It's terrible.
Well, listen, we have a lot of Albanian fans in the chat room this evening, so I just want to put it out there that I like it. No matter what these guys think, I like it.
There's other great acts this year. We've got other favourites, but that is
not that one.
dire.
Sorry.
Really boring.
Okay, so let's talk about songs you do like. I think there is one particular song which is certainly taking the fans by storm. And I know you want to talk about a certain Gena, and that's probably mispronounced. But shall we listen to it? Shall we hear a little bit of it?
You do that, I'm going to have a dance, okay? Oh.
We all enjoy that? That was fun, wasn't it? Do you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it again. That was great, wasn't it? Let's do it again.
Gena and Mother Teresa are what Albania are all about.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Tell us about that song. Why are you loving a bit of Gena?
Oh, come on, because Albania do it year after year after year. A boring, drawn-in ballad. You want to just have a party. You just want to have a good dance and get up and.
The only downfall
You
is
do.
like,
What?
you know, it might be the year of the dance song after the year of a ballad winning.
Oh, okay.
So they might have some stiff competition, but
Yeah.
it is a strong contender,
Yeah.
and it stands out from the 20 in the list.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
the
so.
rock one stands out because it's just not a ballad.
Yeah.
And the dance one stands out because it's also not a ballad.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a catchy.
It's good.
It is a good
Yeah, I love
catchy
it. Yeah,
song.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Thumbs up.
Well, we're loving that song. I'm a fan favourite of that. Are there any other songs in that list that have taken your fancy, boys?
Well, you quite like Camila, don't you? You said she's like a Amy.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Her
voice
I've been in
is-
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, she's got soul to her voice, and just like compared her to an Albanian Amy Winehouse, there's just something compelling about the voice.
And which artist?
Camila.
Camila's like
Camila.
I can't pronounce the name
yeah.
of that one. She's just got soul, and I think people resonate to that. So,
quite like.
but we have differing opinions as a couple. But
we quite like era Rusi as well. It's traditional, but quite
traditional,
funky.
but funky.
Yeah.
But we definitely don't like Kenita.
Sorry.
Definitely not. Sorry, guys.
I hope she's not watching.
No.
So we're now. I'm going to go back to Phil and Michelle. I will just test their audio. Can you hear me? And can you say hello? No, we've still got no audio. Still not got no audio. It's not happening, is it? Sadly.
I love them as well.
Now we're going to try and sort their audio out. In the meantime, I'm going to say hello all the way from sunny Australia to. We haven't seen him for ages. How are you, Mitchell?
I know. Hello, everyone. How are you? Merry Fickmas.
Merry Fickmas to you too. Merry Fickmas. Mitchell, I'm just going to go straight in with one of the favourites to win. She's been known named as the Eleni of Albania, which is kind of weird because Eleni is Albanian. So it's a bit of a weird kind of way to describe someone. But we are loving Elvana. Tell us about Elvana.
Elvana. So, which song is that again? I know the songs at the moment. Oh, Elvana Metana?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one, yeah. The favourite.
Okay. Okay, it's the favourite. Okay. Well, there's so much that I love of this song. Obviously, one of the most ready-to-go songs in terms of production. I love the pause in the bridge at the beginning. So much suspension in that, and I think it's really unique. It's a real shame for me personally that the chorus is just a dance break. I'm really not a fan of those dance breaks. I know everyone loves Fuego, but Fuego was really the first to kind of start that, where all the only lyrics in the chorus are Fuego. So that was the only thing I didn't like about Fuego, and then it just turns into a dance break. And so it's similar with this. I love her mid-range tone. I'd like some more vocal development and progression, really. I think I'm liking it for the production of the song and less about her vocals for now. I'd love to see it live, though. The melody was kind of hyping up to a crescendo, which never came. If you took the beat away from the song and had to sing with an acoustic guitar or a piano, for me, it would just be nothing. But okay, I didn't know it's a favorite. I have it at the moment as my 5th favorite.
So who's your favorite at the moment?
Shaj, is it?
Yeah, Arilena.
Yes, Arilena for me.
Well, which brings us nicely into, we haven't talked about Arilena yet. Let's hear a little bit about this beautiful song. She's a very popular singer in Albania. So the two singers that we've just talked about, Elvana and Arilena, are rumoured to be the two to really compete this contest and fight against one another, possibly with Kenita in there as well. And hey, there'll be a fan favourite in Gena. But this is a really beautiful ballad. She sings it so well. And you kind of feel like it's destined for the Eurovision stage. What are your thoughts on it, Mitchell?
Yeah, I love it so much. If anyone knows me, I think I probably spoke about it last time, but I love the combination of a hard-hitting piano in a pop song. For me, I said some gooey chords. I don't know what that means, but I was into it. Magical vocal melody for me. The piano and vocal rhythm, kind of how it stops like that in the chorus, the excerpt that you showed. That's like something unique. It's something that is like a thing you can take with you after the song. The juries will love that kind of stuff. Love a beat. When it came in, I wasn't expecting that. The second verse is a beat, and I'm like, okay, this is ready to go. It's sophisticated. It's also got this really contemporary feel that you could hear on the radio. I wasn't such a fan of the part with the fiddles, but I know that has a very cultural element as well. I loved the light vocal chorus at the end. I thought it was kind of a mix of an Andrew Lloyd Webber song meets Colby Calais. If anyone remembers Colby Calais or Sarah Bareilles kind of feel. Very earthy as well. I felt like this was kind of like it was leading into a part one song. Like if this was on an album, you know how there's albums where they have songs that kind of just continue between like end to start of the next song. I feel like I could hear like the start of another song straight after this. But I really love this. It stood out for me.
I think it's beautiful. It reminds me a lot of Shiri Momon for Israel from some years ago. There's a real beautiful magical quality about it. I think it's beautiful. I have to say, I think the standards of songs in Festivali I Kenges this year are really, really good. It's always a bit of a dread when you think you've got to sit through 20 songs from, from a country that maybe you in the past you've thought, I'm not so keen on some of the songs. But this year I've sat through all of them. I've loved every single one. I can't actually tell you one I don't love. I know other people will disagree with me, but my point of view, I think it's really good. Elliot, I know you've got a point on Arilena you want to bring in. She's been big in Albania. She's won tons of music competitions. Is she the most likely winner?
I know I said that about earlier, but this is also a contender to win just because, it is a simple piano ballad and that's what, normally wins in Albania. I know they're doing things slightly differently this year compared to previous years, so that will throw a bit of a wild card in the situation. My biggest issue with this song is that after the first minute, the song doesn't really go anywhere, so if you left to do something else, you wouldn't miss much. You wouldn't miss a drop, you wouldn't miss a key change, you wouldn't miss anything spectacular. So I think staging will come down massively to this song, but then again, I just picture her stood in a white dress with some twinkly lights on in the background. It'll be very clean, very classy. There's nothing offensive about it, but that's also its weakness, is that there's nothing that makes you massively grab onto it unless you are really in tune with this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I still think it can do very well.
Yeah, I think it can. I think it's a potential winner. Don't forget, guys, to keep your questions and comments coming in, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope for Twitter, or now Twitch. We are now on Twitch as well, live on all these social platforms. Bring your comments to us and we will ask our panel. We'll also put them up on the screen. But don't forget, like the panel at the very bottom of this screen is saying, make sure you go to our YouTube page, ESC Fan TV, click like and subscribe. After the show, of course, we are also on podcast. You can catch us on Apple Music as well as Spotify and a number of others. If you prefer to listen and not look at our faces, and I can understand why. So moving back on to Oban. Oban is the chap who decided to wear a unicorn onesie this evening. We told him it was Christmas. We asked him to wear a Christmas jumper, but he thought he would come dressed as, it's not a unicorn, is it an elephant? Is it an elephant?
No,
it looks like an elephant now. It's a unicorn.
In my world, it's unicorns who carry Santa all over the world. Not the reindeers.
Fair enough. I want to know about a previous entrant that took part in Eurovision, not just Festivali I Kenges. Back in 2000, was it 2008 or 2009?
Yeah, 2008 in Belgrade.
Yes. Tell us about Olta Boka.
Let's remember the song first. Do you have the song for it?
Tell us about the song, Oban, why you like it.
So listening to this song and before and after, it was an emotional roller coaster for me. Let me tell you what. It's like first I read the name, right? Olta Boka. I'm like, okay, I know this name. Oh, okay, and then I saw the picture. And it's like, no, that cannot be her. And then I had to ask you, and then you had to confirm that it's the same woman. And I'm like, in 2008, she was baby, and she's WOMAN, the true woman. She's amazing looking and gorgeous looking. And the song was also a roller coaster because at the beginning I was like, okay, it's not really exciting at the beginning, and then it got evolved, and then it got better, and then I realized I do hate songs which is like soft and liquid and flows, but then I like rivers, like where you can do rafting when there's a beat to it, when there's like edges to it. It's rough, it's not polished, and then she starts to get rough and you're thinking to it, and then beat kicks in and the drum and the everything. For me, it's pure gold, and I'm a huge fan of Olta Boka one more year, and she's my top 4.
Well, would you want to see her at Eurovision again, or is this just a song where you think I really like it, but there are better out there?
There definitely. There's one still. My cultural orgasm we mentioned earlier, Gena,
yes.
And I really root for him. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing song.
It
But
was.
also Boca is doing a great job. One more time, if she make it to the Eurovision, we will be very happy. Albanians must be very happy. She should be very proud of herself. Second time, and she's kicking it.
But talking about keeping ourselves happy and your cultural orgasm, should we hear Gena again? Let's do it.
Yes.
Already worked out. No, just hold fire. If you haven't already worked out, if I keep playing that, maybe, just maybe, people might start thinking, I'll vote for that song. It's a great song. Yes, of course you can, Obi. You can come back on me now.
Okay, now I want to add one more thing about Gena. I think he has so Greek vocal sound to it. He sounds so Greek to me, like with his tone. And it's like, I don't know, I don't speak Albanian, but somehow I felt like the pronunciation is a little bit better, different, not better, sorry, wrong word. But like, maybe he's closer to the Greek border, but he's so Greek looking, Greek sounding, and I think he will get very good points from Greece and Cyprus as well.
Yeah, talking of Greece, the singer Devis also lives in Greece. If you listen to his song, there's definite Greek references. Maybe we'll play that later. Phil and Michelle are back. Yay! So I'll do it because nobody else could be bothered. Phil and Michelle are back. Yay! 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 There you go. And just on cue, their Wi-Fi signal started to go again. Do you know what? We started talking about Eugent Bushpepper's entry through the song, the singer Valon. I think we should just do that segment again so you can come in and start talking about it. Let's hear that song. Let's remind us. Tell us about this rock song. Why do you like it so much, guys?
Oh no!
Oh, do you know what? I think we're gonna have to give up with Phil and Michelle today. They've gone again, haven't they? They've gone again. Oh. Never mind. Right. I think we've got through most of today's entries, actually. I think what I'm keen to learn, because do you know what? We normally go an hour. I don't think we need to go an hour today. I'm keen to know what everyone thinks is their pick to win Festivali I Kenges 58, because we've talked about so many songs, but we want to know one winner. And I'm going to start with Martin. Martin, tell us about your favourites and just one song you think will win and why.
Well, I have to admit, because you didn't get Michelle and Phil saying anything about it, when I listened to all of them through first time, Valon was actually the one that made me think, oh, wow, what's this? So that's actually my favourite out of the lot, but I don't think that will probably be the winner. I think it's going to be Arilena Ara, personally.
Arilena.
Yeah.
And is that because you just think she's the right singer, or you think the song's ready for Eurovision and the most suitable?
It was my second favourite when I first heard it, and all of it together. She sings it brilliantly. The music sounds great. A bit of a story as you go through it, and yeah, just a wow factor about it. But yeah, obviously we've now got a discrepancy on Kanita as well, which was another one of my favourites. But I think Arilena's probably the one out of my choices that would be the one that I would probably think would go to Eurovision.
Yeah. And I noticed in the chat, Tristan's in the chat, he mentioned that he thinks Wendy Mankaku could also potentially prove an upset. So let's hear that song. Let's remind ourselves of that one. That's really beautiful. Elliot, what do you make of Wendy's entry this year? Does she stand a chance? Could this be an outsider?
I think so. She's got a nice voice to it. The melody's quite jazzy and it's quite nice as well. So it kind of like treads that line quite nice, sort of like classic and contemporary for Albania. I do think the biggest fear is that she does run the risk of being slightly mid-tempo in quite a few songs similar sounding to her. So running order, she could potentially get lost. But if it all just comes together and something makes it stand out on stage, then yeah, there's no reason why she can't win. And it's not a result I'd be upset or disappointed with if she was the one to go to Rotterdam as well.
Yeah. And Oban, you've also got there's one other entry that you wanted to talk about, and because it's maybe not a favourite of yours, but it's in there, sort of one of the ones you quite like listening to. So tell us about that one.
So I want to mention like shortly about one more act. It's Robert Berisha. I don't know if you have a clip of him.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I first thing that the easiest comment that I can make about him, easy on the eye, perfectly kissable lips. But besides that, let's not take away the credit from the song. I think he has the most original sound in this lot of 20 songs. I love the beat. I love the non-conventional rhythm to it, and his vocals so traditional, and then there's a good harmony between the cultural and the Western music. So I definitely would like to see him very well on the national final night.
And there's a couple of other songs that we haven't talked about. In fact, there's quite a few, but there's one that Phil and Michelle were quite keen to talk about, and it is this one. Let's take a look. I mean, you don't hear stuff like that anymore, do you? It's beautiful. It is really beautiful. Ignore Oban entirely. Martin, tell us why that's a beautiful song and could do well.
Well, it's a nice song. I mean, Gene, he's been, or Cenk, I can't remember. He's been in it. He's in FIK seemingly almost every single year, either on his own, in a duet, or as an interval act. So I think he's probably got a sort of past forever, and that's his daughter, Nadia. And you know, it's nice. It's a nice song. They sing really well. It's distinct from everything else. It's probably very saccharine, so you probably just think, you know, I'm sure everybody's going, oh, for God's sake, you know, I can't stand it. But it's called Tirana Calling, so I suspect that there will be a market for it. I suspect it will be in the final of FIK. I can't imagine it's got any chance of being the winner, but you know, it's a different thing, and I think that the people in Albania will probably appreciate seeing them in the final.
And another song, another favourite of Phil and Michelle's, we're going to ask Sean and Ian what they think of this one. This is by Aldo.
Give your head a wobble.
Yeah, I had a wobble as well. That was fun. The more so than I thought. Guys, what did you think?
It's definitely, I think that's my favourite. It just reminds me of all the fun ones of the recent years, like Czech Republic, you know, a bit upbeat and dancey.
You love it, don't you?
And yeah, and I think it just gets people going.
Your favourite?
Yeah.
My second favourite, I think, this year. As you can tell, we're just like,
we like the upbeat ones.
Up-tempo, happy.
We want to party.
Yeah, we want to party. No, Mitchell, we do have time for a lovely, good ballad, but...
You like a banger, though, don't you, boys?
Oh, we like a big banger.
Yeah, I could sense you just like a banger. That's it, isn't it? It's just a banger. Just give us a banger.
Give us a banger.
Yeah. I had a feeling we might be heading down in a certain direction there. Mitchell, tell me why you love that song.
Oh, I love this song so much. I am a big fan of contemporary funk anyway, and this just is right up my alley with all the contemporary funk. The studio recording, he sounds like he has a really nice forward tone. I haven't heard this live, so I really, really hope he can deliver live. I don't want him to be pitchy or wavy. Nice melody, a little repetitive after a little while. For me, it started all guns blazing and ended at the exact same level that it started. I like a little bit more increase and dynamic. The chorus was a little bit too long of a dance chorus, but this song has really good potential. And I really think even with a little bit of rearrangement and stuff, it can just shine and shine. It was my fourth favorite this year.
And I think just to conclude, we've got one other song which I've got Elliot to talk about. It's Thierry Gjata. I don't know whether I pronounced that correct. And this, I understand he's also quite a star in Albania. He's taken part in The Voice Albania, I believe, and or was it X Factor? I'm sure someone will correct me. And he's quite a big name, and this is also rumoured to be one of the outsiders to win. Let's take a look. Elliot, what do you think?
Oh, I bloody love this. I mean, I know quite a lot of people are putting this quite low down, but it's in my top three. To answer your question, he won The Voice of Albania, and he's done FiK a few times. And he was actually a backing singer for Unida in Tel Aviv, so he's done Eurovision. So he knows what he's walking into. He understands what's expected of him. And this is, having to do with other FiK songs, this is very much like him, very sweet, very going along very nicely. He's got a great voice. We know he can do it live. I think, if they want something a bit heartfelt from a male, this could do very well. And, like I said, he's a big name. He is known. But like I said, because of the new thing they're doing with the voting this year, it does make this selection a massive wildcard for who's going to win, because they've just changed it. Yeah.
So I think that brings us to pretty much a close. I'm going to go. So Arilena was Martin's pick. I'm going to go around the room, so to speak, and just ask her, who do you think will win Festivali I Kenges, which will take place in just a little over a week's time? Oben, who's your pick to win?
So I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna give out two names. I'm gonna say that Elvana Gjata can be a possible winner because she already got like 1.5 million views on YouTube, which is like 1 million more than the second most viewed song on this top 20 list. So that's a good reason for her to win. And my favorite is, I really hope that Gena will win.
What did you say?
Well, I don't know how do you say it.
So what was his name? Did you say it with Gena? Let's do it. Oh, sorry. took me unawares. I love that. And you will too. That, I promise. So, you've gone for Elvana, which is the favourite to win. The Albanian Eleni, who's also Albanian.
No.
Sean,
no,
Ian.
I'm going to say that.
No, you've had your chance. You've had your chance. Go on, I'm joking. What do you want to say?
No, it was the same thing last year with Tamta. Oh, it's Fuego 2.0. Oh, this year, it's Fuego 3.0. It's just like, hey, it's just a song with the same structure. We need to learn, as Eurovision fans, we need to learn that each song needs to be criticized within its own year. I hate it to keep comparing the same thing, because then we're not allowed to keep sending the same song, same structure song again and again. It's like, but I'm gonna say, she sounds like Bella Santiago more than Elena. I'm done.
Okay, thank you for that. No one's believed you. Sean and Ian, who would be your pick to win?
Oh, it's between.
Well, you go first.
No, because as soon as I say Gena, this has happened.
What was that?
Stuart, please stop.
I love having the controls.
It's money by him where we don't know.
Hey, listen. I've got nothing left this year. No Dolly style. It's Gena all the way.
You're going to end up in the pop video, aren't you? So I can't get through.
Can I just say, Dolly Style made my top 100 Spotify this year.
Yeah, mine too. Surprisingly. So sorry, you didn't get to tell me. You said I think you said Gena, but I didn't hear it properly. So who was your other pick?
And mine's Aldo.
Yeah, it's good.
Aldo. Yeah.
I think
Good choice.
Arilena will win. And it's a good song, but I think we want Gena or Aldo.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And Elliot, who's your pick to win?
My pick, if I could pick someone, it would be Kenita, because I think she has got that nice ballad with a very good modern voice to go with it. Obviously, Albania like to tweak and revamp their songs slightly. Like I kept alluding to, an international jury is picking the winner this year, so Elvana is not going to win. They are not going to pick the obvious fan favourite, which everyone outside of Albania is going to vote for in Rotterdam. That's stupid. And also, I agree with Open. She sounds like a Bella Santiago copy. It builds up through a really weak chorus. It's all right, it's fine, but I don't see Elvana winning. It reminds me a lot of Sonny Malaj last year, if everyone remembers that sort of mid-tempo pop song that she sent, and she came 7th or 6th in the end. So these sorts of songs, although they're fun for fans, Albania don't go for them. So I don't see Metana winning, to be honest, at all. And I think it's going to be Kenita or Tiri, to be honest. But there are several I would be happy to see win, but I think it'll be Kenita or Kenita, however you say her name.
I think Elvana is very, very popular in Albania, though.
But the Albanians aren't voting this year. That's the thing. She might have all these views, but the Albanian public have no say. So it's null and void.
Okay, you may be right. We'll find out in a few days' time. And finally, Mitchell, who would be your pick to win?
So Arilena, for sure. Number 2 for me, I don't know if we spoke about it at the beginning, Alta Boca.
Yes.
It's my number 2. Very soulful, 60s sound. Love it.
And I'm going to go for... I think I'm going to go for Elvana. I read somewhere on the chat, someone made a point that she could dance, she could sing, and let's be honest, it's a bop. Yes, we haven't got long to wait. It's the 19th to the 22nd of December. And yeah, we're going to find out who's going to represent Albania. Now, I mean, Albania love a revamp, don't they? So whatever they choose, it's quite possible they're going to go and revamp their song. But big question, can Albania, with any of these songs, I'm going to finish off today's show with this question that my panel can answer. Do we think Albania will get any songs here that could potentially win Eurovision? Starting with Martin.
Probably not, I don't think. But again, we don't know how it's going to be staged, because that's the other thing that changes from FIK to Eurovision, is that FIK, they'll just sing on a stage. Very rarely do they have any sort of staging of any sort of ability. It's normally them standing there singing. Occasionally you got the odd one that's got some dancers, but so that'll be a massive change. And as you say, the other question is, will they swap from Albanian to English? And hopefully they won't, because obviously Eugen and Gena both got to the final and got decent results in Albanian, and hopefully they will continue doing that. But if you got somebody like Elvana, you might find that the temptation would be too great to actually swap it over to English. So I would be surprised if we ever get an Albanian winner. I think having something like Zeus, which was totally out there, was probably the best chance they were ever going to get. And of course, it was in the year where Euphoria wins, so never going to do it. So
Thank you, Martin. Sean and Ian, do you think there's a potential winner in there somewhere?
No.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
What, to win the whole of Eurovision?
Yeah.
Really?
If you look at a pattern, it tends to alternate between a ballad winning and then the next year a dancey song wins, and it goes back to a ballad. So I think if you'd maybe select one of the dancier songs this year, because all the other countries will probably try and replicate last year's winning song,
I don't know.
Then it could stand out.
I don't know.
So
I think it's too early to say. There's nothing to compare it to. We don't know any of the other entries.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely spot on. We haven't heard any other entry yet. Having said that, I've got this funny suspicion, and I know others will shoot me down with this, but there will be a revamp. And if Elvana was to win, given that she can dance and she can sing, I just remember having many a conversation with many a people when Cyprus launched their song a few years back, and I actually put a bet on it 100-1 for Fuego to win. Okay, I didn't win, but look where it finished. And last year we had a ballad, or this year we've had a ballad. Next year we could have an up-tempo number win Eurovision, and wouldn't it be great for Albania to win their first Eurovision? Isn't it about time? Yeah. Absolutely. Elliot, can anybody win?
I know we're saying about patterns, but we also need to remember that the last 4 to 5 years, the winner has always had a story connected to them. Conchita, Mons, Jamala, Duncan, everyone, it's meant to them to their song. And there has been a slight pattern with, Jamala and Salvador winning. They are both soulful personal ballads. So I think there's some sort of pattern, but not massive. Do I think Albania can win this year? Honestly, it's too soon to say, and they will massively revamp their song as they normally do. At the minute, I'm not convinced. There's no making me think this has to go, this has to win sort of feeling. But to end it on a positive note, their selection is stronger than Estonia's, and they've got a better chance of winning than Estonia. And for Albania, I think the success for them is just getting into the final. They're quite a small nation. They've had a really rocky hit and miss time in Eurovision, and they actually haven't made the final 3 years running in a decade. So it would be nice for them to do that again. But they've got a chance to make the final at least, definitely. Winner, I'm not convinced.
And Mitchell, can you see one of these as potentially winning Eurovision?
I agree. We haven't heard all the songs. For me, Arilena is my favorite. I think I agree with Elliot in that the song is kind of it doesn't go anywhere at the end, and that's probably the quality for me that says not a winner. I'd like to see it maybe top 10 material, and like you said, Stuart, revamps could come into place. Elvana, I have to say, this has to make the live stage with the orchestra. I don't know how this is going to be interpreted with an orchestra, because it's very heavily produced, very synthetic sounds, and you're going to get this string section and this a harp with it. And it's like, how are you going to do it? So last year there was a dance number. I can't remember what it was, but it really failed in the orchestration. So if people can see past that, then maybe for sure it's going to be a good stage setup during Eurovision. I don't think that's a winner at all either.
Thanks, Mitchell. And finally, Oban, if they go and choose Elvana, do you see a potential win for Albania this year or next year even?
Look, I will echo all the others that said that it's too early, but I'm going to say this as well. Who would have thought that Azerbaijan will win in 2011? Who would have thought North Macedonia would win the jury vote last year? So, it's not always being the favorite. Sometimes it's the things aligning on your way. So even if they wouldn't send the strongest contender for the win, sometimes if things would work out, it will work out. So I wouldn't be fan of knocking out the option for them to win 2020. Yeah, and yeah, that's what I would say.
So I'm going to go with a potential yes. I could see Albania winning Eurovision. I've got this funny feeling they're due, and they've got a potential Eurovision winner in their 20. I am a fan of many of these songs, and like Elliot, I would also like to say that I actually think this is a really strong selection, and I'm actually really looking forward to sitting down and putting my family through 3 shows of 5 hours. Now, of course, I won't do that. I'll watch it alone, obviously, but it's going to be a fantastic couple of nights at the end of December, before Christmas at least. It's been a good show. We're going to say goodbye now. We'll be back very shortly with other national finals once we get the festive period over. This will be our last show now until after Christmas. So we look forward to bringing you some fantastic content over the next few weeks. A couple of days ago, we recorded a Retrovision show, another one. We've already got 3. You can find them on our YouTube channel. We did Retrovision 1969. So if you're a fan of that era, then make sure you check that out. And there'll be another one coming very shortly. But it's pretty clear from the chat room that Elvana is the artist that Albania wants to send to Eurovision. So I think we're going to close out with that. Before I do, I'd just like to say a big thank you to the panel. We're just going around. Some of you got your phones on mic. So just going to say thank you to Martin. You can check Martin out. If you want to check him out, I'm sure he wouldn't mind, at the Let Me Be The One blog and podcast.
Yes, thank you very much for that. And, well, yeah, radio show. But on Tuesday nights between 8 and 10 GMT, so 9-11 CET, for all things Eurovision.
And joining us all the way from a very early start in Sydney, I have no idea what time it is, probably incredibly early. It gets earlier as the Eurovision season develops, as we remember from last time. You can check him out on YouTube at MJT Reviews. Good to see you again, my friend. Oh. He's on, and he's forgotten he's on mute.
You muted. Great back, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And thank you to Oban. Thanks for joining us.
It was a pleasure. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, and thank you very much to Phil and Michelle. Sorry you didn't get to enjoy all the stuff they had to offer. We'll sort their Wi-Fi out. They'll be back next time. Thanks to our debutants, to the wonderful Sean and Ian. Good to have you on.
It's been good fun. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. I hope to see you again. And to my co-host this evening, Elliot. Thank you for joining us, Elliot.
Thank you, and I welcome all the hate from all the Albanians and Albana fans. Bring it on. I will be right in 9 days' time, I am certain.
Well, I'm pretty sure that you're wrong, and Elvana will win and go on and have a fantastic result in Eurovision. And guess what? I'm going to get all the love from all the Albanians. So peace out, have a great weekend, and get ready for your festive period. If we don't speak to you before, have a wonderful Christmas and New Year, or whatever you're doing. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Diarrhea.
That's good.